Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, and today we're going to be talking about lists in Python. This is going to be a beginner fundamental video, so let's get started. First, I want to talk about what lists are. So lists can hold different data types in Python, such as integers, floats, booleans, or strings. Integers are not the same as strings or tuples or arrays. That's going to be for another video or another lesson. Let's talk about some of the different methods that we can use on strings. So what I have here is an example string that we're going to be using throughout the lesson of fruits. And then I want to talk about some different examples first. So first we could start with an empty list. And this would be useful if we're going to need to define that before we run a function or some kind of loop on a list. Next we can do is, just like what we have here, is just a bunch of strings. Next, let's do an integer list. And this would be a set of numbers. And then we can also do a mixed list, which would have integers, maybe floats, maybe strings. And then we can also do what's called a 2D array or 2D list or a nested list. So that would look something like where we have numbers and then we have another set of numbers and another set of numbers. So if we want to print that, you'll see here, similar to what we've defined, we have numbers and then a list within a list. All right, now we can talk about some of the methods that we use for our lists. So first one I think is really helpful is length. And this will tell us how many elements are in our list, and we have 17. Another one that's similar that we'll use is called a range. So if we do list range, and let's just pick out 5 for an example, it's going to give us a range up into that number. Or we could say 0, 5, 2, and what that does is we would start, stop, step. So our first number is where we start, that's 0 in the list. 5 is the last number, but that is exclusive. So it goes inclusive, exclusive. So we're actually going to go up into 5 on 4. And then step is how many elements that we go through. So this is every other 2. So it'll start with 0, and then it will skip a number. So it should say 0, 2, and 4. 0, 2, and 4. So that's how the range works. Now let's talk about indexing, how we reference a list. So if we do print fruits dot index, and let's just choose out one called apple. We will find that it is a 0 index. We can also do access the index by doing 0. And what that does is it takes the 0 element and prints, and it'll show you that one. We could also do the opposites with -1, and that would be the last element in our list. So that would be watermelon. We can also do the same thing for a 2D array. The way that would look is, let's just change this here. We would say the first list, so in this case it would be apple, banana, cherry, and then their second element here would be 0, which would be apple. So if we run that, we will get apple. In the next example, if we look at our first list, so here's 0, here's 1, so it's going to look at that list, and then it's going to look at the second element, so 0, 1, and 2, we should get 14, and it gets 14. So that's how we use index. The next one is slice, which is really easy to use in Python. If we do, say, print fruits, and we want to do up into the second, which is going to be exclusive. So it's going to print 0 and 1. We're getting apple and banana. We could also do a range between, say, 2 and 3. Then what that does is it's going to include 2, but not 3. So that would be 0, 2, and 3, which would be cherry. And the next one, we could say -4, starting with -4. And what that's going to do is it's going to give us the last 4 of our array. We could do the :-4. And what that'll do is everything but the last 4 in the list. Sorry, I said array before. All right. Next one we'll talk about is the append. So if we did, let's say fruits.append, and let's go ahead and add something like orange and print out fruits. You'll see that it adds orange to our list. We can also do a concatenation of append. So if we said fruits 2 equals fruits plus, let's go ahead and add another element orange, and print fruits 2. We run that, and it's also going to do similar to the append. The next one is let's do insert. So if we do fruits.insert, on the insert method, we could say the position and the element. So if we do 0, 1, or 0 plum, then it's going to put plum in the 0 position. In the next one, let's do a remove. So if we do fruits.remove, we'll give it this apple, the first one, and print fruits. We will see that it has removed that one. We can also do what's common is pop. And if we do the 0 position, then it will also do the same thing as remove apple. We can also do fruits.clear, and that will empty our array for us. Next one we could do is a count. So if we do fruits.count and we pick out apple, it's going to tell us how many times apple occurs in our lists. The next one we have is sort. So if we do fruits.sort, print fruits, it will sort each one within our list. We could also do reverse equal to true, and that would reverse sort it. We could do fruits.reverse, would do the same thing. Just another way to do it. Another way we could also reverse, which is common, is we could do fruits and then : so start step -1. So we're starting at the end and going in the reverse direction. That would also do the reverse sort. One other one is sorted. So we could say sorted fruits, and that would do the same thing as sort. The only difference is the sort doesn't change the list. It actually is used for creating new lists. So it's slightly different than sort. Got a couple more we could do, how about copy? So we could say fruits2 equals fruits dot copy. Print fruits2. And it gives us exact copy of our original. And then the last one is really useful, is called zip. So we can use zip to combine two lists. So if we have our fruits, we'll just combine fruits again. And if we run that, you'll see that apple and apple get combined, banana, banana, cherry, cherry. So that is most of the methods or more, and there's different ways to use them, as you can see. Hopefully this tutorial helped you in different ways you can use lists. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. So long.